I'll go ahead and get started. Hey, first of all, I just want to say, really proud of our players for bouncing back the way they did. You know, I mean, there was, it's hard when you're used to winning, kind of like we are, and you lose a couple of games and you start to question things and all that kind of stuff. And it's good that, you know, our guys just came back and bounced back and played exceptionally well. You know, I think we were 1-9 against Central Florida all time before today. So we hadn't had a ton of success against these guys. You know, they're a good football team. You know, I think the thing when you look at them that stands out to me is they've, you know, look at their last 3 games, they've given up 7, 7, and 10 points in their last 3 games coming into this. And, you know, thought it was a total team effort today. Thought our special teams played very well, gave us some good field position. Thought we punted it exceptionally well and pinned them back a couple of times, and really did a good job in our teams. And then defensively, you know, we gave up 14 points early. You know, we gave them the ball at the 35-yard line. I went for it on 4th down, and it didn't work once. And they gave them another short field after Tanner's interception. But beyond that, I thought those guys played remarkably well. Really proud of them against a good football team, and good team win for us. And you know, good to get back on track.
You know, last week you said that you thought you had a really good feeling, or the locker room was, you know, up and energy, and then obviously it didn't translate last week. I'm curious how this week felt.
Yeah, you know, it didn't feel as good as it did last week. You know, I mean, but it was just, you know, our guys, it's funny, I think sometimes our guys are just business-like, you know what I mean? And you know, we've been really good at home. I think it just shows it's really difficult to win on the road in this league. You just look around the league, and it's just hard to win on the road. And you know, we had two tough road ones in a row, 2 tough road games in a row. And tonight, this afternoon, I thought we played really well. Just thought our guys were ready to play. You know, we practiced just like we did the last 2 weeks. You know, I told the guys, thought we had the best Tuesday we've had in a long time, and you know, it was good to see that best Tuesday practice. You know, I think for us, we're a team that, you know, if we practice well, typically we play well. But you know, we always practice well. I mean, that's the great thing about this team. You know, is one thing we talked about all week was, you know, our DNA is that we're going to play hard for 60 minutes, and that's kind of what we're all about. What SMU football is all about is, you know, if we do that, we're going to have a chance to win. And sometimes we're going to make enough plays where we do, and sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're going to make good calls as coaches, and other times we're not. But you know, today I thought it was really good. Like I said, just really proud of our players, and thought we played very, very hard, and thought we paid a lot of attention to the details today, which really helped us.
You've talked about the explosive element that Ulysses Bentley adds to your running game, and you got him back almost 100 yards. Were you more encouraged by the quickness and speed, or the power that he showed running through tackles on that long touchdown?
You know, truthfully, I was really probably more impressed with our offensive line than anything else. I thought those guys played better than we have at any point, probably going into this game, maybe going all the way back to the TCU game. I thought this was probably our best performance up front with our offensive line. I mean, you know, Central Florida's got some really good D linemen. Some guys that are big and strong, and some guys that are some tough one-on-one matchups for us. And I thought our guys really competed hard. You know, played really, really hard, played physical, allowed us to run the ball. And, you know, as you said, Ulysses is different. He just gives us a different punch and a big play element. You know, and I think, you know, you go back and look at those last couple of games that we lost, we needed one big run here or there, and we just didn't have it. And today it was good to see him make those plays for us, and, you know, have those big plays.
I know on Tuesday you talked about Preston. How close was how you used Preston today to what you kind of intended to going into this?
Well, you know, we were going to try to use him a little bit in some red zone situations just during the course of the game, and it didn't really play out kind of like we thought it would in some ways. And so it was good to get him out there. You know, he made a heck of a throw to the one to Roderick Daniels on the 4th down. I mean, he had somebody in his face, and he made a really, really good throw. But it was good. I mean, it was good to get him some game experience, and you know, he continues to impress when he has opportunities. Let me just say this: I thought Tanner Mordecai played remarkably well today. You know what I mean? You know, and I think it all begins up front for us. You know, when we play well up front, like those guys did, you know, our quarterbacks are more settled, and you know, we had time to throw the ball all day. Receivers made plays. We made a lot of one-on-one plays. really proud of our defensive backs. You know, we competed very hard in those 50-50 balls that, you know, that we needed to make those plays. You know, and Central Florida came out early and took the shots early in the game, and our guys, you know, defended those balls and made the improvement where we needed to. So it was just good to see. And like I said, man, it came from a lot of work and a lot of determination from our players.
Defensively, we talked about the vulnerabilities on defense with not getting to the quarterback as much as you guys would like, and then obviously giving up big plays today. You got 7 sacks and really didn't give up any big plays, and your guys were there. Was this kind of them meeting their potential, or was there some kind of big change that happened?
Yeah, I think we just played well. You know, I really do. I think we played. I think our guys really played well. We looked fast up front defensively. You know, that was the thing. It just seemed like our guys, you know, played with extra determination and effort, and just looked. I thought the pass rush was impressive all day. Like I said, really impressed with that. Just the way those guys competed, and thought we played fast, and thought we made a bunch of plays on defense. It was good to see.
Jordan Curley didn't play today. Danny Gray goes out, finishes with a boot on. One, what are the status on those guys, do you know, to this point? And two, Roderick and Dylan Goffney obviously.
Yeah, really. Boy, man, Dylan Goffney played great. You know, he's a guy that, you know, is a freshman, but not really. You know what I mean? He's just mature and you know, he's one of those guys, every time you put him in a game, he just makes something positive happen. Caught 10 passes today, so it's really good to see that by him. You know, he does things the right way. He has a great work ethic, and he's very mature in his approach every day, and it just pays off for him. And like I said, I thought he competed hard. You know, I thought Roderick did the same thing. I thought, you know, those guys played well. Injury-wise, you know, I don't know where Danny is. I think he's got a little bit of an ankle, and so does Jordan. You know, it seems like every year you have one injury that kind of plagues you, and certainly been ankle injuries for us this year. And, you know, we'll see where those guys are. I thought Jordan might give it a go, but I think we just felt like it might set him back if we did. So, but I hope we have them both next week. We're going to need them.
On the other side, you went into today without Isaiah Wachovia, and then Trevor Denbo went down, Roderick Robertson went down.
Yeah.
What can you do to patchwork the
Hey,
back
it's
end there?
November football. You know what I mean? It's November football. It's just the way, you know, Central Florida's had their share of injuries all year, and it's just kind of the way it is right now. We'll figure it out, you know, or get a guys back, or, you know, next man up. It's just kind of the only approach you can have. Nobody feels sorry for you. Nobody cares. You know, our job is to go out, play well, and win the game. And it doesn't matter how many guys are hurt.
Go ahead.
Were you and your staff concerned at all about anybody looking forward to Cincinnati?
No, I don't think so. I think because, number one, you know, you turn the film on, and Central Florida is a very good football team. And number two, you know, I just think we desperately wanted to win. You know, we had lost a game that we felt like we shouldn't have lost against Memphis, and I think it stung everybody. And we didn't want to let that happen again. And, you know, not to take anything away from Memphis, but we felt like we should have won that football game. And you know, we desperately wanted to get back on track. And so you could sense the, you know, almost desperation that we played with today in some ways. And, you know, thought our guys were, like I said, really played well.
Yeah, there was a play when Rashid, you know, caught it, had a guy like flip over him, and then he lowered his shoulder for a couple more yards. And I kind of was thinking, this kind of feels like you guys kind of got your swagger back a little bit. Do you feel that way today?
Yeah, I certainly felt that way. I mean, like I said, you know, when you don't play well 2 games in a row and you're not used to losing, it makes you question everything, you know, and that's, you know, and certainly as coaches you do that, and the players have a better way of bouncing back. They're a little bit more pliable that way, I suppose. You know, they have a tendency to get over things more quickly than coaches do. And but you know, like I said, you could tell that game really stung us last week, and there was an extra determination, you know, to go out and perform at a high level, you know, today. And you know, our guys will be excited to play next week. We didn't talk much about Cincinnati in the locker room. I wanted our guys to enjoy this performance, but you know, they'll show up tomorrow and they'll be excited about playing against the number 2 team in the country, and see what we can do.
I don't want to take anything away from Trey Siggers, who obviously had a really good day with 3 touchdowns, but it seems that the combo of Ulysses and Trey is obviously beneficial for both of them.
Yeah.
How much better does Ulysses make Trey?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're both better. I mean, you know, Ulysses, you could tell has missed some time. You know, tried to bounce some runs he probably shouldn't have. Had too many negative carries that were a product of having not played lately. You know, but we'll get those fixed. They'll get those corrected. But those two guys, I mean, they're just different. You know, Trey's such a physical runner, and Ulysses just attacks the hole in a different way. And so it's, you know, when you can generate explosive plays in the run game, it just makes such a big difference for your team. And you know, I think we had one explosive play in our run game in the last 2 weeks, and today, you know, we had a lot more than that. And again, all that comes back and begins with our offensive line, you know, and those guys played their tails off. I thought, you know, we talked about it this week about winning the line of scrimmage, and I thought our guys did a great job, you know, both defensively and offensively of really dominating up front and gave us a chance to win the ball game.
You've talked this year about your desire to get Preston in certain situations. Today you came in and you had Brandon Epton in early. Was there a conscious effort to try to get him more of a role today that just didn't develop because of the way the game unfolded?
Brandon?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think we feel good about 4 backs really. You know, if Ulysses is healthy, you know, obviously Tyler's been incredibly productive for us, and Trey's been such a good player, and you know, and then Epton has been kind of the 4th guy this year that we've needed. And you know, we've talked about this before, but in college football, your running backs get banged up. I mean, that's just what happens. You know, it's just you better have 4 or 5 guys here. And there's been times this year where we feel good about 4, we needed probably 2 more. And so it's just that time of the year where everybody's a little banged up, and we wanted to get Brandon some touches early and kind of get him settled, and thought he did a good job when he was in.
You talked earlier this week about how corners, a lot of it's confidence. How, from a confidence standpoint, how important do you think it was for Bryce and Jahari to have?
Very much, very, very important. And it's good for them to get off to a good start today. You know what I mean? They defended some deep balls early in the game, and I think it helped their confidence tremendously. And, you know, sometimes as coaches, you know, the number one rule is it's not a big deal unless you make it a big deal. Well, all of a sudden the guys start to lose confidence, and, you know, and you talk about things, and all of a sudden it becomes a big deal, you know, and when that happens, then that's not a good thing, you know, because the corners have to have, you know, an innate ability to put things behind them quickly. You know, if you give up a slant, they're going to come right back to you normally, and you got to be able to put it behind you and defend it. And you know, it's a tough, very tough position to play, because it's really, you know, basically you and receivers, and it's just hard. And I thought our guys competed incredibly hard today, played very well. You know, if they play like that, we'll have a great opportunity to perform well next week, and you know, moving forward.